New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ebro in the morning. Rosenberg, Laura Stiles, our friend, new album, SP. The Ghost is in the building. Styles P.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
New album came out last Friday.
Yeah. I forgot. I was gonna say the date, but I totally
Don't even know the date anymore. Doesn't even matter. In the era we live in, doesn't even matter what the date was.
I think it was the 4th. Yeah, it was the 4th.
This one's called
G-Host.
Why is it called G-Host?
Because I'm like serving you a plate. I'm the host for authentic G music. You know
Oh,
what
I like
I'm
that.
coming around hosting you. Like, I'm the host of the party for this occasion on the hip hop.
And it's also playing on his nickname, which is SP the Ghost.
Welcome
Yeah.
to
Where did
my
the
world.
original Ghost thing come from?
I just always felt extra spiritual.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I mean, I was just a kid with a bright imagination. So I always felt ghostly. I don't know. I always felt like the things you think you see, you really see them. Just nobody knows what they are.
Are you seeing things right these days?
Yeah, every day. You don't?
I see things.
Do you come from like a spiritual background? Like, is it in your family? Because I know my mom was heavy on the.
Yeah, I would say pretty much. Not, you know what I mean? My mom's a Christian Baptist, but she's like, God's her favorite person in the universe. My mom tells me every day, I love you, but God loves you more. It's the truth.
How religious are you?
I'm not.
At all?
At all. No, I'm just spiritual.
So you burn a little sage when you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I smoke and just chill. I don't know. For me, my relationship with the high power is just between me and him. That's it. That's it. Simple.
Actual conversation or just like thought?
Both. You never conversate with God? There's a book called Conversations with God. It's a pretty good book, too. You should check it out.
You like that book?
Yeah.
It's favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Conversations with God is a deep book.
What's it about?
Yeah.
Conversating with God, dog.
In what way?
Jesus.
It's a basic conversation
mercy,
with God,
dog.
like very like broken down and simple, where you would just kind of like, it's not complex like the Bible or none of those where you have to try to figure it out. It's a God that's like, yo, so why do people think like this? And what is it? And God is like, fool, I set that up for you, like talking to you like a basic person.
Like real talk.
It's a real conversation.
Like God is the
But it
OG.
gives you a true
It's a part
understanding.
2, too. I forgot if I read that or not. But
Yeah, I don't know if I did too, but
I know part 1 was pretty groovy.
No church, though, for the Ghost family.
No. I go to church like if it's a special occasion, like for a family, that's it. Other than that, no way, not at all. No spiritual houses, no none of that. If it's like someone in my family's getting baptized or it's a marriage or a funeral, I'll go. Other than that, I'm not going for anything. Even if it like, I forgot, I was somebody's video, they had a church scene, and I came and they were like, yeah, we're going to shoot right now, you here? I was like, Nah,
Not
dog,
for you.
not me.
Now,
Like,
Laura, you just told me something interesting about the Ghost family.
Oh yeah, so I read that you guys are going to be in an episode of Black Love.
Yep,
The
on
Sean
the OWN
Owen.
network. I think, what's today, Friday?
Yes.
It's tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
Oh, it's tomorrow night.
Yeah, it premieres tomorrow night, 10 p.m. So check us out, me and Mrs. Styles on Black Love
And
on
how
the
did
OWN
that
network.
how did that come to be, and how did it play out? Like, how long were they with you and stuff?
They just come to your crib. They sit there a couple hours. You just basically on your couch, just
Talk about your life,
talk
ups and
about
downs.
your life, talk about your marriage, talk about love, talk about the trials and tribulations through it, and just things of that nature. Just like a real wholesome, dope show.
How long you guys been together, you and your lady?
23 years all together.
23 years.
That's
Or
dope.
something like since 95.
That's guru talk. Yo, that's
Guru
guru
right
talk, right? That's relationship guru talk.
Yeah.
How now? For some of them, were you guys like not official? Did you have
What
like
do you mean?
breaks during that time?
Nah, we never had a break.
No breaks.
No breaks.
Even during the early LOX years, she was
no breaks.
wow all the way
We
through.
just been,
She
been
had-
riding, man.
yeah, I'm about to say because she had to deal with you when things were
Yeah, when I was
Crazy.
an idiot and crazy and all
getting
that.
money for the
Yeah,
first time.
all of that.
Thought you were you
All
were
that.
hot out there.
Definitely.
You showed
did.
her outfits. She was like, "Yo, look what Puff got us." She was like, "I don't know about this, guys." That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you relationships? You guys have been through a lot together.
For sure.
You've been through really hard times together.
Yeah.
When you guys went through the worst, losing a child's the worst any human can go through, and I've watched my in-laws deal with that.
Yeah.
A lot of relationships break up around it.
Yeah,
which is
because it's a lot of pain you got to deal with that nobody really sees on a day to day. Like everybody sees you smiling, you just like who wants to come in the room and make it gloomy, and then you're gonna either be broken or not broken. So we try to remain not broken and not spread bad energy. But like it's very tough. Like every day is tough. There's not a day that's not tough. It's just about getting through it.
Have you guys? Because you're still not that far removed from it.
No.
Have you guys generally mourned in the same way?
Yeah and no.
Like you have different
like
aspects.
yes and no. That's like a yes and no. So I think everybody when it comes to mourning, somewhat the same but somewhat different. Like, you know what I mean?
But I think that's where like a lot of people lose each other in relationships. And I watch my wife's parents. You know, her mom leaned on God a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, and her dad was more like my wife's dad still doesn't mention my brother-in-law that often. It's special occasions that he comes up and he'll smile and goes quiet. Whereas my mother-in-law, if we run into someone on the street though who knew him,
right,
she'll want to hear everything.
Yeah.
Tell me everything about him.
Yeah,
How'd you know
it's
him?
different ways you got, like everybody grasps and handles pain different. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's the big part about watching how you deal with people on a day-to-day basis, period. Because you don't know don't know. Like, we don't know who goes to work being like, I feel like absolute crap. I think I'm losing it. My mind's going crazy. You don't want to do that. So you got to, I think we definitely both lean on God a lot. Like, you know what I mean? You got no choice but to do that. We lean on each other. And then, you know, other than that, you just got to, we talk about it a lot. Like, we speak
You talk
to our
about it
daughter.
with your other children a lot too?
Yeah, we only have a son.
Do you talk about it with your
One
son
more
though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you a
Like
family that believes in therapy? Do you guys go to therapy or no?
Yeah, we like therapy ourselves.
Okay.
We talk a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, some
Everyone's
people
very-
can't even do
We're
that.
very talk. I mean, we've definitely been to therapy before. We actually didn't go to therapy over our daughter though, because some things is it's weird because when people ask you about mental health issues or something, I never seen a mental health issue with my daughter. Neither did my wife. So it was shocking. So mental health is, I think people when they bring up the subject, that's a very hard thing to speak about because I feel like everybody has some sort of mental health issue.
Right.
I definitely have mental health issues off rip. Like, you know what I mean? I just rhyme a lot. I smoke pot and I try to stay positive. Like, you know what I mean? But everybody doesn't know how to deal with things. So I think it's just how you treat people, and you just got to worry about people's consciousness and the energy you pass off when you dealing with them, and check on people here and there. Like we never really check on each other. Like, yo, how do you feel mentally? Or how's your, not that you're supposed to do that, but like, yo, how's life going? You chilling? You okay? Just once in a blue, it's all right to ask the homie that, you know?
Yeah, it's such a it must be a thing too where it must have thrown all your loved ones around you guys through a loop because it's such a surprise, and then all of a sudden
Definitely.
you realize you're like, I don't know, the way we think about suicide, the way we think about mental health, we don't have a full grasp of it, and it's always so different too.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Did people? How long has it been now since your daughter passed?
3 years.
3 years. Do you find over the first year or two, did you sort of watch the way people approached you? Because when you go through something really bad, you know, people who love you are thinking about it.
Yeah.
So you almost kind of get in these weird.
Yeah, you get in weird scenarios, but it's just kind of like you just got to keep pushing. Like, you know what I mean? You just got to keep pushing, and
you know
those
people
around,
care.
Yeah, those around you know what it is. You know what it is. Sometimes you just got to go. Like, what I think in my household, what we do is we take the pain, we own it, we cry, we let it go, we cry more, and then we try to think of others in pain too, who has misfortunate situations. There's people who've lost a lot, like one shot deal, whole family, something like, you know what I mean? So you gotta, there's people who have children who've lost their children, but they're alive, like they're just gone. Like, I can imagine that. Like, my daughter committed suicide. It's painful, but I know where she's at. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel comfortable speaking to her. I feel a presence. It hurts physically that I can't see her, touch her, hold her, but spiritually, we have a spiritual family, so we believe in, we receive in a spiritual energy kind of different and pick up the signs and see what we see. But you got to think for people who don't get answers and got to wake up
they're
every
missing.
day
The children are
and
missing
children.
It's unfathomable.
I think everything you do when you're in a painful situation, you have to feel your pain, let it out, but then try to build yourself to be stronger, but also think about there's a lot of other people in pain too, so you got to keep it ticking.
Have you found that you're a person who now, since you went through such a personal tragedy, when you hear of other people, are you someone who likes to reach out? and be like, yo.
Sometimes I think if I see it, if it makes sense, and sometimes like I've been dealing with tragedy and death for a long time in my life. Like for my brother when I was younger.
How old was
my first year in the game. First year in the game, he was 18 and he was younger than me. Like, you know, so
when you guys
that was on my first album, if you notice, Gangsta and the Gentleman is a song My Brother. That's to my little brother. So, you know, just all the years losing, like my wife losing her grandmother, which was like my grandmother because I never had a grandmother, losing my father, God bless the dead, losing my homie Fats, losing my homie Nah, just a bunch of things. Like when you start losing a lot, you start looking at life from a different perspective, though. You start understanding that this is temporary.
And things come and go.
Come and go. And
how did you, we'll move past tragedy, I promise, but how did you, as a kid, how much older were you than your brother?
I want to say.
He was 18.
Yeah, I want to say 7 years older than him.
So you guys are in the middle of your first run for the album?
Yeah.
Everything's going crazy. Like this is when the LOX is LOX in it. How did you manage? Because
I don't know. I still don't know how I manage. I don't know how to manage anything. It was about smoke and make rhymes and hang around good people. It's not always like people. Some days I break down. Like, you know, some days I stand tall. I just flow with it all.
I feel like this is why we love Styles P so much, man. Yeah. Like you're just so like you just don't have a lot
genuine
of
genuine
and vulnerable and honest.
Yeah, you gotta be.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be you. That shit. I'm part of my French, but that hurts. Like definitely is a deep thing. Like, and we all get up, boom, 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 but it's real.
Okay, on a more fun tip, I saw that in my opinion, renowned internet crazy man B. Dot said that was it him who originally said that Mace was nicer than you?
I believe so. It's all good. I respect his opinion.
I'm
a hip hop dude who believes. See, I'm old school hip hop. I'm really from the real era of hip hop.
Facts.
Like, you know, my teachers are KRS, Cool G. You know what I'm saying? Kane,
the GOATs.
Rakim,
Yes.
EPM. Those are my teachers. So I wouldn't, and I like B Dot. Me and B Dot's cool, but B Dot, why would I expect B Dot to like me more than Mace? That's like not really
because he has good taste and knows who rhymes.
No, but
well.
it's like you got to understand. Like if B Dot, if he like say you a good kid and you went to college course and some you may and you like being popular, you on the street or something, you may like Mace more. As to where if you was living maybe a little grimier life, and this maybe I caught your ear more, like you know what I mean?
Right. He probably
so
has
it's a
an
different
emotional
feeling.
connection.
Hold on, but on the flip side of that coin,
It's a different emote. Like there's some people that don't. Like there's nice MCs, but their story don't strike you.
Right.
Like there's
right.
a lot of people who's nice, who I think is nice, but it's like they content.
But
is
I
not
live the world's softest
my content,
life.
like you know what I mean?
But I live the world's softest life.
Yeah, but
okay?
you're underground hip hop fan.
But
you're a big underground hip hop fan.
Mace to me,
you push it.
Mace was tough for me.
You push it. Mace is a very lyrical dude.
He is.
Yeah, but
He's
like
a
I
very
said, it's
lyrical
emotional though, because to him probably that's what resonated
like, you
with
know
him
what I
at
mean?
that time.
He probably
you know?
wanted to, like, was like. There's some people who be like, oh, I wanted to have his style more, and some. So that's what you mean now. I think that's where we go wrong in hip hop. Like
we judge too much.
Yeah, everybody's opinion should just be their opinion because you don't particularly. Sometimes you don't even know why you like a group, like or what it is particularly that you actually really like about them. Like you know what I mean? Like it took me to understand years later. Like Tribe when I was younger. I love the Tribe, but I really didn't understand why at first. Not that it was nothing wrong, but I couldn't really understand what made them so dope to me and everybody else. Then I realized it's because they was just themselves.
Right. They
was just cool. They made it all right. You knew they was from the street, but not living a street life, but you knew they was coming from a block that was near a street.
Yep.
You know they went to school and they was rhyming with everything. So some things gravitate to certain people and be like, oh, I really like that. I dig that. And you may like a person who's less lyrical. There's some people I like their character more in their story, and there's somebody more lyrical, but I don't like their character or story. So it's kind of like, he's a better MC.
Just like Cardi B, people love her story and love who she is.
I'm just saying though. I don't remember what the exact quote was though. But if it was about MC to MC, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm a wicked MC. I am
There's
one
no
of the elite.
comparison.
There's no comparison. That's my point.
Yes, I know-
Like you're
I
a
know
rap
what you're
dude.
saying,
To me, to compare it is
Bars.
silly. That's a silly comparison.
Right.
But I agree. Everyone has their taste. I have my guilty pleasures. You know what I'm saying? We all have things we like. I think the Cardi album's great. I don't understand people who don't like the Cardi album.
I think it's a dope album myself.
I don't know what people's expectations. But listen, people have a tough time also. Like as I've gotten older, it's gotten easier for me to eat like when Hip Hop Mike was in the car, because he's the one who plays me the young shit.
Yeah.
And was like, have you heard the Bad Baby record? I went, Mike, don't play that shit in my car. And he went, he said, just play it. Played it. I went, all right, I get it. This is a good record. She's not a good rapper, but this is a good record.
She got better bars than I actually thought she would actually have on there. Like she's saying you know what it is? I think that's what I'm saying. It goes like she strikes a feeling in you if you've been in the ghetto. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a round-the-way home girl that I could really feel her story. I feel like that you glad to see Pop. I think that's why people are happy for the blow, because it's like, yo, that's little homie from around the block.
Right.
Now everybody know
Somebody like
Cardi, and I think her character and just how raw and humorous she is brings
and then when I
a
saw her
lot of
performing,
light.
and then she's learning, because then you see the stage show and you're like, oh, she's putting this whole thing together.
And she's honest about it too. She doesn't hide it.
But yo, Bodak was a song, bro. That was a great
salute.
If Bodak was done by anybody else, that song would have just been a dope underground song that we would all been like, oh, that was tight. But because of her character, she didn't chase Pop. Pop chased her. Bodak Yellow is not a pop record at all.
Whatever's pop is pop.
Right, exactly.
You know what
she
I mean?
is what's popping right at this moment.
What I mean?
What can we get on the G host though?
Everything y'all been missing.
These
everything you've been missing.
These raps.
Yeah, you're gonna get bars. I think it's an album that fits for the younger hip hop head. You get to hear authentic OG. For the OGs, you get to hear raw music. I think it's balanced out between old, young, hard, and conscience. I think it's a pretty nice, authentic. It's
balance.
Just real. Yeah, it's very hip hop.
And your son produced a joint on it.
Yeah, he produced Curb the Lames on G Host. He produced on Nickelbag.
Oh, that's dope.
He's in the studio producing more.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to produce.
Yeah,
he's doing it.
He
brought his son to the taping of Open Late. He came.
Yeah.
I met him. Yeah, the kid's going for it.
Yeah,
that's dope.
What is he? 19?
Yeah, he'd be 20 this month.
Is it fun?
26.
Is it fun getting to work closely with him?
Yeah, definitely so.
And how much potential you think he has?
I think he's super dope. I think it's just about him, because he studies the past. He likes hip hop. He knows the new sounds. He knows all of this. I think it's just about super duper work ethic. Like, he has a great work ethic. I think you just need a super duper. I think everybody needs a better work ethic, including myself. Like, anytime you think you're really working hard, you probably could be working a little harder. You may need a rest.
Well, that's
and
the
then
thing.
You got to get back to it. But like, there's somebody always working harder than you.
I just think
it's my mentality with the music in the music business.
But and then also for me, I think it's also working smart is important too.
Definitely, that's working hard though.
Yeah, like you got to working hard and smart. You're unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think I've spent sometimes working hard and not smart.
I've done the same.
Like you're filling up hours every day, but are you using them the best way you can?
I've definitely
guilty of that.
I've definitely done that a lot. But I think as you go I like to say hard work becomes practice when you're used to doing it all the time. Then it becomes normal, and then you're just a beast at what you do.
If there was to be a 3-way triple threat match at WrestleMania between the LOX, is there any chance that Sheik Luch doesn't win? Because that's where the odds would be. The Vegas odds.
I would bet on Luch myself.
Yeah,
I would definitely bet on
Vegas
Luch
odds heavy.
I definitely would.
Okay.
Yeah, I highly doubt. Luch is a big fella, very strong.
So let's say it's
my brother. So I would have said me, because if he wasn't my brother, still cheer. Still cheer to the knee would have been an effect.
So here's what we do.
The lower back, but
So
that's my brother, so I can't do that.
All right, so if the match,
I got to get tossed.
But so if the match starts and you and Jada double team and beat him, right? And you get the pin because you both turn. Now Sheik Luch is eliminated, and you and Jada Kiss look at each other. Now who wins?
I'm winning that.
You're beating Jada.
Yeah, I'm winning. I'm winning that one.
You're not worried about it.
Not worried, but see, I know Luch is just too big. Like he's just.
You got to get him out together.
He's like,
you guys would have to team up.
Yeah.
It's the only option.
Yeah, that would pretty much be it. I would think.
When you guys do these shows? I saw you at the Bad Boy reunion. Seen you at a lot of big shows. When you get on stage and have a lot of people in front of you, what's the biggest rush to perform? What song?
It depends the crowd. Like, some crowds are a different song. Like you may be one spot and they want to hear Wild Out. You may be in another spot where they react to We Gonna Make It different. And sometimes it's the Benjamins and money. Like, so you don't really know. I think it's just sometimes whatever you feeling, and I think it's like an energy connection sometimes.
Do you like enjoying "We Gonna Make It" now as if it's your song too, even though it was a Jada solo record at the time? Mm-hmm. It just feels like y'all.
I was on there.
You were on it too.
I was cool, and I'm part of it. I think the one thing about I Camp is like I'm not on Benjamins, but I enjoy performing Benjamins. One, it's a breather for me. I get to do extra energy stuff, relax, and have fun and absorb it all in.
Isn't there an original version with you on it though?
Nah, I missed it. I got a joint with me and Miss Jones though over the Benjamins beat.
But that was made up.
I believe so. Yeah.
It was not. It was not a.
No.
It wasn't.
I think it was an official song though.
And you didn't write anything on Benjamin's?
Nah, I went for it. I didn't make it.
You didn't make it.
Nah, Puff took my part.
Puff took your spot, but it wasn't your bars.
Puff took my spot.
Who wrote
It's all good.
Who wrote Puff's part?
Kiss wrote that one.
I kissed it. Yeah, but it's fun, man. When you guys perform, there's so much shit, and then the New York crowd. Sometimes it's the big wild out crowd.
Yeah.
Or fuck you.
Yeah, that that too. It depends. That's what
These
I'm
are
saying. It
good.
depends on the mood and where you're at. Like, you know.
It always surprises me. What about internationally? Like when you guys go overseas, you know how sometimes it's a
it is.
completely different vibe.
What are the joints overseas?
Same kind of joints.
Same.
Yeah, I think overseas like more '90s joints.
Yeah.
They like that authentic, old '90s hip hop. Like overseas is wild to me. I love going overseas. I actually love like London and all over there because it's like really wild, just raw, authentic hip hop still. Like, and then that's always a dope feeling. It's like you're in a time capsule where stuff looks new. Everybody's looking new and fresh, but then when you get in the whip, they like still heavy on old mixtapes. Like, you know what I mean?
What country surprised you the most? That you were like, wait a second, I didn't know they vibe with us over here.
Ireland. I went to Ireland. I don't know what I feel bad because I just expected, I guess from dealing with Irish cops, I expected to be treated like shit when I got there. I had a I got a tattoo and everything when I was there. That's my only foreign tattoo.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I got a tattoo on Ireland. I had a ball. I was bubbling and doubling for real. Word up. I had a blast.
And is that why you got the tat? Because like the experience was so positive?
Yeah, it was so, because I thought, I don't know, and that's why I said it's not good to prejudge. I learned that a long time ago. I think just from, because I'm from Yonkers and there was a lot of Irish narcs.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was just like, I guess I just had a narc.
Right,
Ireland was going to give me like a narky, like black people vibe. Man, it was lit. They was buying me beers everywhere, drinks. I was having a blast. I was with drunk white guys in the street, just beer drinking. They was offering me coke in parties. Like, hey, you want coke? I was like, nah, not today. When they offer you coke, don't act like you don't do coke. Act like you don't do.
By the
coke.
way, that's my biggest
at
problem.
that moment.
You don't want to offend them, right?
Yeah, like I'd be like, nah, I act like I
Anyway.
do coke, but just not
Yes.
that night.
So, by the way, sometimes
You know what
I wish
I mean?
Ebro could learn that trait. Like you can be someone who doesn't do stuff
Just be cool.
and not have to make the
Okay.
offer feel like they're such a piece of shit when they
Right,
offer.
right, right,
No,
Yeah.
Ebro would be like, I don't do cocaine.
Oh, that's what you want?
That's what you want? Nah, where I'm from, you people like you are fiends. It's like, okay, he's just trying to party, man. Relax.
Yeah, you gotta let it rock. You gotta act like you do coke too, and not today.
Just not right now.
Yeah,
Later,
not
come
today.
back.
Ooh, I had a headache. Last night was crazy. Hit him with that, get right out of there. But I had a blast there. And Norway too. Oslo, I think.
Yeah.
Oslo and Norway. I went there. It was like a blast of I was like, I'm in a real foreign hip hop spot.
They gotta
Right.
love
Crazy.
they gotta
Right.
love I Get High out there.
They do.
The Good Times has to be
They
a winner.
do. They do.
I could imagine like in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm
what?
saying, I imagine overseas
Yeah.
I Get High is
It's definitely a good one. I
Did
ain't
you
mad at it.
did you enjoy or pay attention to the weekend that Childish Gambino had last weekend?
I kind of was on my own wave. I was like paying attention, not paying attention.
Did you end up watching the whole video?
I'm gonna later on.
You guys still haven't watched it?
No.
Congratulations.
Everybody was in a
last person in rap to have not seen This Is America.
I know.
It's okay.
I'm
that's
horrible
it.
sometimes.
No, take your time. You get there when
I'm
you get
horrible.
there.
You know what I feel? See, sometimes I just don't care about what's going on in rap. Sometimes,
Yeah.
like it gets too political and it gets too out of pocket. Now as I get older, before I say something stupid, not that I would have said anything to him.
No, I think you
what
like
it. I heard I would. They
Yeah.
was loving it in the lab. I just was kind of had a beat on. And I didn't want to lose my focus.
Right.
And then
She
I've
was like-
been on the album run pushing, so
Yeah.
make sure I check it out. But I like that. I like that guy, what he does. But I think sometimes in rap I don't know, I'm old school rap, man. I get tired of paying attention to everybody, everything else. Sometimes I just want to pay attention underground, and that was mainstream. When I was feeding down my throat. Now when I see on everywhere, when I see too many people tweeted or gram, and I think I just naturally be like, I'm gonna wait to look at
Honestly,
it.
it's good to disconnect sometimes.
Yeah, like sometimes I just get a little, I get a little tired and just be like, I get to everything else.
What's your do you listen to old school shit still, or is it just kind of playing in your soul all the time? Do you listen?
Hell yeah.
What do you fire up and listen to?
Everything. You name it. I listen to everything. I listen to Marvin. I listen to Biggie. I listen to Cool G. I listen to KRS. I listen to Hall & Notes, Lumineers, Kings of Leon, Prince, Michael, Bruce Springsteen, EPMD, Ultramagnetic, Stetsasonic, Chill Rob G. I'm a little
fucking Spotify pig.
I'm like all over the place. You see if I let my shuffle go, you may look like, who the hell shuffle is that? But it's mine.
I think a lot of us are like that, especially as you get older, right?
You be like, whoa. Yeah, so I'm like, I like anything soulful. Like, I like Tove Lo a lot. Like, if somebody's putting their foot in their music, or just I feel like they putting their soul in it, even if it's not soul music, but if you put your soul in it, I bumps with it.
Were you were you into DITC when you were a kid?
Hell yeah. Who wasn't?
How big, when you were a kid, how big were the kids in New York on like Showbiz and AG? And
I'm from MC.
Everybody.
That was very important.
That was it.
That was very, very important. Like, shout out to Showbiz. He's the first person to really rock a green army coat. Super dope.
You know what?
Think about that.
Facts, bro.
Think about that. I mean, Fat Joe did too. On You Got a Flow.
But that was some DITC
Yeah.
shit. You're right.
But Show, like, you know what I'm saying? So they always had a lot of street savvy and Finesse. Or like, to me, Finesse was always one of the most incredible MCs, because it was like he came right after the Rakim and Kane and them, and I thought nobody could be ill, and he had like a street ill. So I always loved the whole, Andre the Giant, Showbiz.
I love those guys.
You know what I mean? Fat Joe, Diamond D. Shout out the whole DITC, man. They still
Party group
legends.
still feels so good.
And they still put out super dope music right now.
Yeah, they still got the DITC studio.
Right, shout out to Big L too. Big L,
Big
Buck
L,
Wild, pardon me. Buck, come to the lab too, Buck.
Styles P's album, G Host.
Yeah,
He's a
it's
host
crazy.
of G's.
Yeah, G Gangsters and Gentlemen and all the other G's. All the other G's.
G Spots, everything. It's all there. G Host is out right now. SP, your door. This door is just open for you permanently. I hope you know.
Love is love. Thank you. Is that a 40 ounce of water?
That's right.